I'd like to introduce everybody to Chris Fodera. He's a Senior Director of IT at Qualcomm Government Technologies, and he's been a Nutanix customer for about 3 years now. Chris, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Scott, your Nutanix rep, told me that we are just about to celebrate our 3-year anniversary, almost to the date, of your first purchase of Nutanix in April 2017. So happy anniversary to us.
Thanks.
When we spoke earlier, you said that you decided to take the Nutanix journey because of the ease of use, the security, and also the flexibility to scale quickly. So now with 3 years under our belts, we'd love to hear about the impact that Nutanix has had on your team's ability to fulfill their mission.
So thankfully, we started off on this journey, like you said, with those tenets in mind. Security and flexibility were two of the biggest ones. And then ease of use, was a close third. And we went through a lot of time and effort with the Nutanix team to understand the platform and to have them understand our ecosystem. And we went through a series of efforts to either convert from other technologies to Nutanix or to go from physical to virtual. And now we're in a spot where that work has paid off, and we're able to do that very quickly, very efficiently. And in a manner that everyone on the team has come to trust and embrace.
That's awesome. So just kind of pulling up a thread here, on March 19th, Governor Newsom issued a stay-at-home order for the whole state of California, and that forced your division, who did not do any work from home at all of a sudden be nothing but work from home. And you were able to make that pivot very quickly, and everybody is happy and efficient to boot. So can you tell us a little bit more about what happened during that process and how you were able to get everybody up and running so quickly?
Sure. I think we saw the writing on the wall that this was a potential, and it was a possibility that was going to happen. So the partnership that we have with Nutanix, we reached out to Scott and said, hey, we think this is going to happen. This is what we think we'll need. What do you think? We aligned on that very quickly, and Nutanix started their work right away to get us enabled while we began planning internally on how we would then deploy. Nutanix was able to turn around very quickly, and from there on, we were off running in yet another exercise to take what is normally done internally inside of a lab for development purposes only, so that folks can have their hands on equipment, and virtualize that and extend it to the comfort of their own quarantined home.
That really is very impressive. So, you've built an agile and adaptable system. That was part of the key. I mean, you already had that foundation laid when this challenge came up, and you were able to use that to make this pivot. Since you've done this, I'd love to hear any advice you might have for all the people listening. It looks like we're up over 400 right now from all over the Americas. What advice would you give people who are looking at the same kind of challenge?
Yeah, I would say it really comes down to not commoditizing the most strategic components of your ecosystem. If you try to commoditize those components, then in a time like this, you're going to have a hard time getting your hands on those commodities. So treating those things as strategic, aligning with your vendors, and aligning internally, having your team trust your vendor, having the vendor trust your team. Whoever that happens to be, those things are key. And then your team having trust in them, your organization having trust in them, your end users having trust in your team, all those things, it's all about trust. So that goes a long way in understanding how you want to deploy. And then once that's times like these come, it's really just another exercise in doing what you already know how to do, just under different circumstances.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate you joining the first episode of Nutanix IT Unplugged. And Brian, I'm going to hand it back to you.